Wow, that is so much flavor. This is a 4-pound bag of hash browns, and this is actually half of it, so we have 2 pounds of frozen hash browns here. Next up, this is 16 ounces of French onion dip. You could also use sour cream, but we are going for the French onion dip because this is the way the man behind the camera likes it. And that's how we're gonna do it. Next up, 1 can of cream of chicken. See if this is gonna come out for me. You just never know. Nope, not at all. Too congealed, so spatula, do your work for us. Get this out. All of this good stuff going right on these. Now, some people use frozen potato chunks for this. We're using the hash browns, again, because this is the way my mother-in-law made it, and that is the way I must do it. Okay, next up, we're gonna put in 1 whole stick of melted butter. Look at that, going right over the top. Oh, is this reminding you of your childhood, honey? Okay, next we have 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. This is actually more than 2 cups. I mean, I just filled this puppy to the very top, so generous amount, but the recipe calls for 2 cups. But I mean, again, my husband loves his cheese, so I'm going for it. All right, now we're gonna add some of our spices here. We've got some garlic powder, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it on. I kind of just eyeball this. If you want to measure, I would say maybe between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, depending on how much you like. And then we're also going to do our salt and our pepper to taste, starting here with the pepper. Oh, you love pepper, don't you? Let's just do this thing. I better mix that well later. And favorite salt is the pink Himalayan. Opening up the generous side, so I best be careful. All right, time to start stirring. We're just gonna mix this right in here. This is such a large amount that in this case, but you know, like we barely have a bowl that's barely big enough for all of this. So that's why I'm just doing it right in here. And yeah, it's gonna be a little bit messy, but this is a large baking casserole dish here. It's you know, can be used as a 9x13, but it's bigger. So that's why we're doing it. I'm just gonna mix this really well. So like I said, I hadn't had these before as a child at all, but my husband grew up eating these potatoes, and he, for years, was like, honey, can you please make funeral potatoes? And I'm like, what are funeral potatoes? That sounds so morbid. I don't think I've ever been served these potatoes at a funeral, so why are they called that? If anyone knows why they're called that, let me know. But I finally looked up the recipe online, and then also, of course, made a call to my mother-in-law. And here we are, making his favorite. Okay, this is looking pretty well mixed, I think. Think so, babe? All right. Okay, we're just gonna spread it around, flatten it out, and we gotta add a few more things to the top here before we stick it in the oven. Okay, I think that looks great. Okay, so, oh, oven's ready. We have 2 things here, French fried onions and Lay's potato chips. Some people like to put cornflakes on top, but the way Mom-in-law did it was half and half, because some people like the fried onions, some people like the chips. So that's what I'm doing. On this half, I'm just gonna generously sprinkle on these French fried onions. Nice thick layer. Don't worry, my hands are clean. Always, always wash my hands before I handle food. Okay, that looks like about half, yeah? Okay. And the other half, we crush this up really good because that's how we do it. Just all of these here on this side. And then our party guests can decide which side looks more appealing to them. Look at that. How's that? Looking good? That's a nice thick layer as well. Okay. All right. Maybe this is why they call them funeral potatoes, because we are going to add another 6 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to try to evenly distribute this all across the top of our casserole. I'm going to go back over here again. Get this nice and distributed. Oh, this is gonna be so rich and creamy and cheesy. All right, so now we're gonna put this in the oven. It goes in for quite a while. It's gonna be in there for about an hour at 350. Here are the funeral potatoes. I'm not feeling too sad about this though. I'm feeling pretty happy. So honey, tell me, what side do you prefer? Okay, you like the French onion, crispy French onion side. Here it is, look at it, still steamy from that hot oven. Well, since you chose that side, I would probably choose that side too, but I'm gonna try this potato chip side. Oh my goodness. Wow, wow. Okay, it is time to dig in. I'm gonna try this side right here. But you know how it is. It is hot. But that's how it should be, right? Wow. Wow. That is so much flavor. Honey, you should be proud of me. You ready to try? Here you go. Good stuff, right? Yay!